Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new around here, my name is Ronan and I make a lot of vlogs and product and tech reviews. And in today's video, we are unboxing the 9th generation iPad. So that is the 2021 iPad. This is the entry-level iPad. It costs €399 from Apple at the moment, which is amazing value for an iPad. And we have it right here. So this is it. Disclosure, this isn't my iPad. It actually belongs to my mother, but she very kindly said that I could unbox it here on my channel for you guys so you can see what this year's iPad is like straight out of the box, and then I have to go and give it back to her. Okay, so I guess the only thing left to do is open this up and see what it's like out of the box. So this is it. This is the new 2021 9th generation iPad. And what was traditionally plastic is now paper on it, so that can be recycled. And this is it. So this is the new iPad, and this is it in space gray. And it is just beautiful. It's the same form factor as previous models. It's actually the same form factor as my old iPad Air 2 that I'm still using. And it looks almost identical to that, but it feels lighter. It feels really, really nice. And then if we bring the box back in, inside the box we have some paperwork here, designed by Apple in California, as usual. And then in here we have charging brick. So this actually looks new. This is very nice. So this is the USBC charging brick. And again, this is wrapped in like a paper as opposed to a plastic in previous generations. And same goes with your charging cable. That has little cardboard tabs on it to keep it wrapped up rather than plastic. I think this is lovely. So I just love the way that these fold in and snap out. It's a really solid feel. And now for the exciting part. We're going to turn on the new iPad. It just takes a minute to boot up. As usual, we've got the Apple logo on the screen and it says hello. Well, that's very nice. What I will say is, and again, you would expect this with the brand new iPad, it is so smooth and quick and snappy. And it looks really nice. Like all the animations are super smooth. Just to check, this iPad is running iPad OS 15 out of the box, which is what I would have expected. So at the time of making this video, this iPad comes with the latest version of the operating system pre-installed, so you don't have to worry about updating your iPad when you get it out of the box, which is really cool. And yeah, I think this is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of hardware. There's very little on the outside. You've obviously got your Apple logo here, which is also space gray. And I love this color. This is my favorite color for Apple products, is space gray. As you can see by my watch, and my iPhone is also space gray. You've just got your volume up and down buttons here. You've got your home button. There is still a headphone jack on the iPad, so Apple have not taken that away. We have a sensor here. So this looks like microphones. We've got our forward-facing camera here. We've got our home button, which is also our Touch ID sensor. So we just press that to unlock. My passcode is just 5 zeros at the moment, or 6 zeros, however many that was. Obviously, this isn't going to be my iPad, so that won't be staying as that. First impressions of the new iPad. This thing is lovely. If you're used to an iPad at all, it's gonna feel really, really familiar. But yeah, this thing is really, really nice. And I don't know, there's just something about a brand new iPad when you open it out of the box. It just feels awesome. Straight away, one slight difference between this iPad and my iPad upstairs is it's got this sensor here on the side, and this is for the new smart keyboard that Apple launched a couple of years ago. It's a case and a keyboard, and it all snaps together, and yeah, it just means that if you basically want to turn this iPad into something more close to a laptop, very easy to do that, and it works incredibly well. Okay, so a couple of quick technical specifications for the new 2021 iPad. This comes with a 10.2-inch Retina display, and that display is beautiful. It's really crisp. The colors are really vivid. So if you're using it to, I don't know, stream Netflix or watch YouTube or like whatever it is that you're going to be watching, this iPad is going to be really just, it's going to be great for that, and it's just going to have a really clear, crisp picture on the display. And then installed is the Apple A13 Bionic chip. It's not their latest processor. I think this year's processor is like the A15 Bionic. So it's a couple of generations behind, but it's still a really fast processor. I think it might actually be the one that I have in my phone. And it's amazing. It's really sharp, really snappy. And I think if you've used an older iPad, or if this is your first iPad, you're absolutely gonna love this thing. It's just gonna perform so well with that processor. This iPad also comes with a new 12 megapixel camera, which you can use for FaceTime, and it's an ultra wide lens. So what the camera actually does is it means that if you're off to the side, the camera will actually track you and put you in the center of the frame for FaceTime calls. And it means that you can also move around the frame, and that the camera will sort of follow you around as though you have somebody holding it, following you, which is a really cool feature that Apple have built into the new iPad OS 15, and it's also built into iOS 15 on the iPhones, but you need one of the new iPhones to do it. Whereas with this entry-level iPad, you have that top tier feature, which is just a really nice touch. Also, speaking of touch, this iPad comes with Touch ID built into the home button, which again, if you're familiar with Apple products at all, that's not a new thing. So more recently, Apple have actually been moving away from Touch ID. So on the phones, you have Face ID now, so you don't have to use your fingerprint to unlock your phone. But on a lot of the iPads you do. This one has the traditional Touch ID built into the home button, whereas the iPad Air and the new iPad mini have it actually built into the lock button, which is also a really nice touch. But this iPad, in order to keep the costs down, follows the form factor of previous generations, so all of that hardware is identical to last year's model. And another feature on this iPad is it comes with Apple's Lightning connector, which again is the same on all the iPhones at the moment, but this is actually the last iPad to still use that connector. All of the other iPads in Apple's range currently have USB-C as their connector. So that's kind of good and bad news for some people, depending on how you look at it. Like if this is not your first iPad, or you've been using an iPhone for a long time, it means that by using the Lightning connector, you will most likely have lots and lots of cables and devices that you can plug this into to charge in your home or in your office or wherever it is you might be going to with this thing. With a lot of the other models that are using USB-C, it does put you into that kind of category of having to buy new peripherals and new accessories for the device that you didn't have before and that other people around you might not have, that you can borrow if you're in work or school or around your home or whatever. So that's just a consideration. This is still using the Lightning connector. So I think for a lot of people that's going to be a good thing, but I think people are kind of 50-50 split on that, because I know a lot of people currently want Apple to move to USB-C completely. And that includes the EU, because just last week they announced that they were pushing ahead with a directive to make it so that Apple will have to move to USB Type-C on the iPhones within the next 2 years. I might make a separate video on that because I'm still not convinced that Apple will do that. I think they might try another tack, but I do think for the iPad range they will comply with that directive, and that this may very well be the last iPad to use a Lightning connector. And finally, this iPad comes with two storage solutions. This one is the 64GB version. It also comes with a 256GB iteration. 256GB is a bit more expensive. It actually, I'll just check this now. It costs €569 for the 256GB Wi-Fi only option. This is the 64 gig and it costs €399. Personally, I think €399 for an iPad is astonishingly good value for money. If you're somebody who's just using this thing for leisure, just like browsing the web, or streaming video, this thing is going to be amazing for you. Also, if you're somebody who might want this for studying or for school, it's really good value. Like €399 for what is probably a considerably better tablet than any of the alternatives out there that aren't an iPad. Like, this is gonna beat them hands down. It's not the best iPad in the range, nobody's saying that, but it is still one of the best tablets that you can buy with your money. So for €399, I just think it's incredibly good value. You're getting something that's really reliable, has a huge library of apps that are also really reliable. The other thing is this iPad is also compatible with the first generation Apple Pencil. So if you wanted to use it for like illustrations, or even just like if you're in class, you can open up your Notes app and you can actually just scribble and write on it like you would a piece of paper with the Apple Pencil. So you can jot down your notes, and they're all stored in your iPad. So for me, I think this thing is an incredible tool for anyone who's in education or for work, somebody who might need to take notes, that kind of thing. I think this thing is a really good all-rounder, and I just think at €399, it's an absolute steal. Okay, so that is my unboxing of the 2021 iPad. I hope you've liked this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you guys in my next video.